Bob's your uncle. We're doing it today. Getting the old hammer wired in and running, hopefully. Thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. More on that later. I already got the motor wired in. This is it sitting here. I actually got to bolt it down still, get it aligned and everything. We'll be doing that yet. We have to wire this to the VFD so that the VFD knows if things are burning down. And then over here, this is the switch that turns the power hammer on, aka the VFD, which then turns the motor on. So we got to wire that in as well. Here's the crux of the matter though. This is here, and we got to go all the way around the shop to, where is it? Right there. And we're going to do that by putting a conduit down around the perimeter to get there. They're 16 gauge wires, so they're real light. The reason I'm doing it around the shop is because I want electrical plugs as well, and I can just run the wires through that. So we're getting 2 birds with 1 stone. Conduits all ran. Time to start running wires. I don't have enough 12 gauge wire, which is for the plugs around that wall. I want to push all the wires through at the same time. So I'm going to stop working on the wires and we're going to start working on bolting down the power hammer, get that all figured out, and then hopefully I'll pick some wire up. So we're gonna see here how much fiddle-faddle business I'm gonna have to do, because I had to grind the top of this bolt to get the hammer on. I feel like it could be, oh man, you're kidding me! That's awesome! Woo! So simple how this all works that it's kind of like seemingly rudimentary or primitive would maybe be a word. Bar that goes through with these eye bolts with a big spring down here sucks the anvil into the hammer. There's wood between here so it can cushion it, and then this can micro float a little bit so that there's no force that goes into the frame of the hammer. In that sense, it's a really great design, and this anvil technically is just floating. It's so easy to put together. That is awesome. We're going to start tightening these up. I'm going to watch this in here, and this is the part that I don't know if I got it quite right because it might be not quite centered. You don't have a lot of room for out of tolerance with the die. Like I can slide the die this way a little bit, but if it's not coming in parallel, it's not going to be parallel. So hopefully it'll work out. That's where the Nasal power hammer is superior because the 2 dovetails on it are at 90 degrees. So you can move your die X and Y axis. So it's really not a big deal to tune it in. However, this is so simplistic in this, you gain some, you lose some. Anyways. I bent my pipe wrench. Oh, at least it didn't break on me. Got them tightened up pretty good. I'm actually not happy with how this is all looking. It's a little bit out of square to the die here. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. So what I'm going to do is actually just leave it. We're going to finish all up. We'll run the hammer, let it settle into place, and then we'll revisit this all and go from there. Here's what I've done to get the motor square to the hammer. I set up my laser level there, and I've played with it this way to get it so that the laser is actually split pretty much in half. So you can see it here and here. So it's like really close to square. So then I use that to measure in here this distance to the first groove. Same thing down in here. So positional wise, this way we're good. Getting it square, I'm taking a bit of a risk, and I'm using the form and the frame. I've got a line there and a line here to square it, and that's the best I can do. Oh, I should check. Yeah, I think that's the best I can figure out. So we're ready to bolt that down, and then we can put the belts on and everything else. All the hardware is bolted down, so I'm gonna run to town, get some wire, see if we can get this thing wrapped up ASAP. Back from town with the wire here. On our way to the shop, let me tell you about Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one online platform for creating your online presence. If you need a website for selling stuff, portfolio, art, blogging, whatever it is, Squarespace is the place to go to. Award-winning templates, very, very simple platform to use to execute fast. Let's get in the shop here. Squarespace has really nice analytics if you're selling stuff. Also, if you, what was I gonna say? I was gonna tell you something really important. You can get your domain name there, which is nice. And you can also start a free trial, build your entire website. If you don't like it, which you will, you don't have to spend any money. Once you're ready to go, boom, hit live, you got it. Squarespace.com/TimD at checkout gets you 10% off. Get it? Or don't, I guess. Don't be online. Anyways, thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Appreciate it. All right, let's get back to that wire. Starting to get cold, hey? Last 2 nights have been -7 degrees Celsius, and the shop is looking cold. Look at this. I don't know if that's normal. It kind of looks like I did a bad job with my insulation. I mean, you can tell where the post is, but you can also tell where the bats of insulation are. Yikes. And I'm worried about starting the hammer up. So we're gonna get the forge quickly hooked up to try to elevate the temperature in the shop a little bit. Help it out. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. It's better in here, for sure it is. That's great. I seem to have lost the cable for the weight on this side. Maybe that's made itself onto the list of things to worry about for tonight. I know if I try to find that cable right now, I'll never find it in this mess. But if I'm not looking for it, it's gonna show up. I just know it. I'm just gonna jump outside to make sure that the natural gas is turned on. That's not great. All right. I'm not getting enough gas. This was supposed to be no drama. No drama today. This is where we're gonna start with this problem. Could be the hose. It could be the regulator. I think the regulator is pinned. So we're taking the regulator out. I don't want drama today, guys. back outside. So it's still not working. I'm not sure if it's a volume issue or the fan is too forceful, too much air. I'm going to shorten the line to see if that... I'm going to shorten the line. It's a small chance that it'll work, and then we'll got to go to the fan, or I got to get a bigger line. This has turned into quite the little thing. I'm just blown away by this. It still feels like it's not getting enough natural gas through this line. I'm wondering if I just need to upsize this line and then just go bigger into here. That's what I'm gonna do, I guess. Okay, try it on the back here. See if we can get this one undone. Okay. So the forge has been running maybe, I turned it off, 10 minutes, probably more like 7. It's hot in here. It's awesome. We're gonna keep the forge running. We're gonna get this thing running. That's what we're here for. Let's do it. Last thing to do here is just to check to make sure there's no rocks in here. You excited?